After developing the control limits from the samples that we have taken, we have to examine whether the production process is in control. Then only the limits can be accepted as valid limits. And for that, we have what is called run test. And the run test looks at the plot of these limits. And those limits, so we need to develop the control chart plot. And there are 4 lines. So we have the lower control limit, the middle line, and the upper control limit, and the X bar values themselves. So for the so it'll be like that: lower control limit, upper control limit, the middle line, and the X bar themselves. So we need to set up the 3 horizontal lines. So this is your lower control limit, which is that, right? And then your X double bar, that's your middle line. And then we have the upper control limit. Okay. So we need these same points. Okay, if you repeat that for each sample, so if you set the second row equal to the first row, then the same number will get repeated, right? So these 3 will give us the 3 horizontal lines. Okay, so we're going to plot these 3 horizontal lines first. Okay, so it uses the first row as label. So we have the lower control limit, the middle line, and the upper control limit. Okay, let's move it down here, and then we do select data. Okay, add. Series name is X bar, and then the values are these. Okay. Now that X bar, because it uses special font, it's not showing up. So let's just simply do X bar there. Okay, so this is the X bar chart. Okay. Then we have to examine the pattern of the X bars within the control limits to decide whether the process is in control or not. Okay, so we do the same thing for R chart. So lower control limit of R is that cell. Okay, and then we have R bar. R bar is there. Okay, and then the upper control limit for R is here. And then we have to repeat the same number. So set that up as the previous cell. Copy that this way, copy it that way. Then we have the same number repeating. So we get 3 horizontal lines. So highlight, insert line graph. So we have the 3 horizontal lines there. All right. So let's move it a little bit down. So like that, and we add the other line. Series name is R, and 45. Okay, so now we have the R chart. Okay, so once we have the charts, then we have to study the pattern of the X bar line with respect to the horizontal lines. Okay, the 2 control limits and the middle line. And same here with R, you study the pattern of or the line that represents R for each sample with respect to the two limits on the middle line. And then look for some patterns that will tell us whether the process is in control or not. Okay. Remember once again, a process that has only natural variability is said to be in control. So if this line, the X bar line here and the R line has only random fluctuations, only natural fluctuations, then it is good. We can say that the process is in control. But if for some reason we see a pattern in the X bar or the R chart that gives us pause, okay, and there are some specific patterns that we should look for, if any of those patterns are present, then we cannot say there is only natural variability, so we cannot say that the process is in control. We have to say process is not in control, therefore these limits are no good, so we're back to the drawing board. We have to start all over again. First, study the process and make sure what is causing the problem, and remove the problem, fix it, and then repeat the process over again.